Okay, I'm going to replace the lower intake boot next. So I'm going to go through all those steps a little bit faster. I already have a video on the upper boot. On the snorkel, you're going to have plastic clips where the center rivet comes up, and you just pull the clip off and then separate this from the air box. I've already taken out these bolts. I haven't reinstalled them yet, but I did tighten this clamp down. Mass airflow sensor, press down to release, slide it off. 6mm clamp. Take the air box out. Hopefully this connector here will come off easy, because I did have a little bit of white lithium on it. If you're getting to the lower boot and you didn't watch my other video, if you put some white lithium here and work it down into this rubber upper piece here, this little snorkel piece. Come on, get in there. You can use a pick, just be careful not to damage it, but if you work some white lithium in there, it helps it separate. And you have another clamp right back here. Pop this upper intake boot off. My clamp. I like to take the diesel flap out when I do that lower boot. It makes things a little bit easier. I already have this one loose, but this is the plug right here. There's a press retainer on the back. Okay, so you just have to push that to release. Then you have a Torx here and a Torx here. So you remove those two Torx bolts. These are already off. And then the diesel flap slides out. This one has been replaced before. It's in good shape. Always check the flap, make sure it's good. And that gives you much better access to that throttle boot. This is the elbow that usually cracks right here. So you can check it with a finger to make sure that you don't have a hole. That one feels okay. I'm going to go ahead with the removal. Now on my vehicle I have MDK, which is mechanical driven cable to my throttle. You might have an EDK on a later model, which is just a full electronic throttle. You're not going to have this cable. On the other one, you're only going to have an electric plug that you have to disconnect. Actually, it's on the back side. You have to press the tab on the bottom to slide that out. Now this one also has an electrical plug for the potentiometers, but it's a little bit different of a design. So on the newer ones it's actually easier. Now on this vehicle, this is the cable. All I'm going to do is lift up on the cable, which is going to pop it out of the housing and move it aside. Now you have to remember to put this back into the housing and have it fully seated, or else your throttle may be actually activated, because it is by this mechanical cable. So that just lifts up and put it to the side so that I can access this clamp. Now this is for the idle air control. This is that elbow for that idle air control valve. You can just see the edge of the clamp right down there. I'm going to get in there with this. And you can see how this tool is very, very helpful. I can just basically do a U and loosen up that clamp, because it's tight in that area. Once that's loose, just put it over the top. A lot of times you can work that free. There it is right there. Okay, there's my clamp. There's the boot that goes to the idle air control valve. And now I need to find that clamp. Okay. Now my other connector, or my other clamp rather, is all the way down the bottom in a difficult spot. Now because my clamp is on the far side, you're not going to be able to see this. So basically I'm going to take this and go by feel. I feel the head of the clamp right there. So I'm going to get my extension in there. And basically again it's going to make a U. And I can go ahead and unscrew it, even though the angle is completely different. Just support the bottom so it doesn't pop off. Okay. And there we go. Now this is what you normally replace when you'd have a crack here. Ooh, mine's cracking. Look at that. If you can see that. Didn't realize it, but I felt maybe a little soft there, but right there, it's starting to crack. I don't think this is original. It probably was replaced, but this is a 99, so I'm gonna have to get one of these because that will be an air leak. Now I could wait just a little bit, but I'll have to get one and replace it. So it's even cracking on the bottom a little bit. Yep. Now installation, you have this piece right here, and this is a locator that's going to go onto the throttle. So for this particular setup, my locator is on the bottom. I think on the newer ones, the locator might actually be more off to the side. So you just have to take note of how it comes out when you go to reinstall. That's actually the throttle right down there. So I'm close to basically a throttle replacement. There's some more steps to remove that, and I will be going over that at a later time. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up on the bottom here. Let's see. Yep, I have a little square cavity. That's where this goes. So you just have to line that up. Push the boot over the top. You can make sure your clamp is in a good spot to get to with your extension. Make sure it stays over the lip of the boot when it's on. And then I like to also make sure that the elbows pop down for the idle air control valve. Alright, and there's my clamp for that. So the next steps would be to tighten this and then get back here and tighten that clamp down there. I like to tighten the clamp over in this corner with this unit out. I'm going to move forward with removing the